Hello each and everyone. My name is Jedidiah Rehas Vitala 3IA. So today we are going to learn a new lesson in commercial refrigeration, and my topic is all about procedure in cleaning tools in work area and practice of occupational health and issues. So let's get started with my lesson. So at the end of the lesson, students are able to recognize the procedures in cleaning of tools and occupational health and issues in work area, and organize the procedure in cleaning of tools and occupational health and issues in work area, and lastly, practice the procedure in cleaning of tools and occupational health and issues in work area in daily basis. So these are our three objectives for today. So that would be the three objectives, and let's get started with our lesson. Okay, so we have procedures in cleaning tools in work area. This is a very important because in the future we are going to work, so not only in refrigeration shop, but in the future work area of our job. So we need to learn this kind of procedure so that we'll be able to know what to do in our workstation. Okay, so we have 7 commercial refrigeration maintenance. So we have first, consistently clean the interior and the exterior. So we need to try to reschedule a thorough cleaning of your entire refrigeration unit on weekly or bi-weekly basis. So bi-weekly means every other week. So remove items from the interior and place them in another unit or temporary cooler. Using a soft brush, scrub the shelves and surface with warm water and soap or a vinegar solution. If you can remove any drawers and shelving, soak them for a while and rinse when clean. Then we need to regularly clean the condenser coil. You should clean your commercial refrigeration or freezer's condenser coil routinely. Most manufacturers recommend cleaning once every 3 months, and many manuals provide specific cleaning tips. So if dirty or dusty, it can be difficult to maintain temperature, and it may cause overheating, and also it may cause component failure. So that's a waste of money. So you need to really check regularly the condenser coil so that you can make sure that the refrigerator is working properly. Okay, and then we need to check the area by the evaporator coil. This is what it looks like. This is the evaporator coil. Okay, so like the condenser coil, evaporator coil is a vital component to your commercial refrigerator. The evaporator coil is located by the evaporator fan and is responsible for absorbing heat as warm air passes through the refrigeration system. It helps the unit's interior cool, makes cool. Okay, then we have to make sure to keep the surrounding area near the coil clear and clean on a consistent basis. You should avoid cramming the interior with a lot of items, especially if they're piping hot. Blocking airflow by the vents inside the unit can cause the coil to freeze, leading to water leaks and rise in cabinet temperature. Okay, then we have to check the gasket often. Why? Because the door gaskets are essential to any commercial refrigeration unit. Any type of split or crack can prevent the door from sealing shut, causing cool air to exit the fridge interior. If a gasket is broken, make sure to replace it with the appropriate manufacturer recommendation. So we need to make sure the correct spare parts that need to be replaced in the gasket based on its manufacturer brand. Okay, so for instance, When replacing a true refrigerator gasket, you must use the gasket associated with your unit's serial and model number. So this is very important, guys. You need to keep it in mind if ever that the gasket is not working with your refrigerator. Okay? Alright. So, and if there are no splits or cracks, you should still routinely clean the gaskets to prevent any damage. Of course, this should be done more often if the unit is in a commercial kitchen where grease is regularly used. Too much grease and dirt can wear out your gasket over time. Okay, so let's go to the next. And the next is we need to check the air filter often. Why often? Because grease and dust from your fryers and griddles also can be a hassle on your commercial fridges. Air filters. A large buildup can prevent air in the unit from ventilating properly, so that's why routinely cleaning are essential. Remove any dust or loose debris with a powerful shop vacuum and use degreasing solution to eliminate any thick grease. So you need to consult your unit service manual for tips on how to properly degrease the filter. Too much grease and dust can damage the air filter. So if you notice splits from the debris, make sure to replace the filter immediately, right away. Now, as soon as possible, okay? Alright, so we need also to routinely clean drain pans and tube, of course. Because a large commercial refrigerator or freezer can attract a big amounts of sludge and slime. So sludge and slime, these are the dirt and some kind of substances that is unnecessary for the drain pans and tubes. So which can cause your unit to freeze up. Make sure to check your drain pan and any tubing that could experience frequent buildups. If your drain pans overflow with moisture and sludge, it can emit a pungent odor throughout your kitchen space. So, if you notice that your refrigerator is having an unusual odor, you really need to check the drain pans and tubes. Not only seldom, but you must check it routinely. So, maybe you can check it every other week. So, once or twice a week. Okay? So, clean the pans at least once a month using a vinegar solution or with soap and warm water. So, it is recommended that you need to check at least once a month. Okay? So, let's go to the next. We have number 7. You need to keep your refrigeration unit dry. Why? So, we need to be sure to wipe any liquid that accumulates on the shelving or surface of your reach-in unit. Too much moisture can cause your refrigerator or freezer to freeze up over time. You not only should clean up splits immediately, but you also should check for moisture buildup at least once a week. Alright, so if we have discussed how to manage and clean our tools and equipment with refrigerator, especially the parts, we need to make sure also to practice of occupational health and issue. Why? So that we can avoid the hazard when we are working in our work area in commercial refrigeration. So, these are the tips you need to follow. So, danger lurks in some of the most unsuspecting places, and industry professional should not only adhere to best HVAC or HVAC servicing procedures, but stay vigilant for common hazard as well. That's why we've identified the 8 biggest HVAC safety hazards and collected the best HVAC safety hazards all in one place. So, first we have to prevent common HVAC accident. HVAC technicians should protect themselves from. First, we need to protect ourselves from electrical HVAC safety hazards, chemical exposure, inadequate equipment inventory, respiratory hazards, ladder liability, dangerous driving, unprofessional conduct, and extreme weather. Okay, so first we have to discuss about electrical hazards. So to avoid electrical hazard, we need to requires handling electrical wiring. When a job, techs must be de-energize all equipment before performing routine inspection, tests, repairs, and other servicing procedure. So we need to turn off power to the corresponding circuits in the brake panel. Use proper lockout and tug procedures to ensure no one tries to turn on the power while you are working. Before performing the work, test the circuit with a meter that is properly rated for the type of circuit you're testing to determine if it's still energized. Okay. And next we have to avoid the chemical exposure. How to do that? Technicians work with a variety of chemicals that can cause serious burns, such as refrigerants, cleaning liquid, solvent, and gases. Even though a lot of refrigerants are classified as safe by the manufacturers, the chemical's toxicity is subject to increase when exposed to heat. Ultimately, posing as a health hazard to technician, proper HVAC safety training is crucial before working with this chemical. So you need to follow the HVAC servicing procedure to stay safe. So, need to make sure that when handling this type of hazard, exercise caution and always gear up with reliable protective personal equipment or PPE, including safety glasses, protective footwear, and HVAC work gloves, like what you can see in the picture. So, a type of pressure gas cylinder commonly found in the back of a technician's truck. When this type gas cylinders are exposed to extreme summer temperatures, one bump on the road can send them shooting off like rocket. For proper handling and storage, the American Welding Society, or AWS, recommend the following. So they make sure to secure cylinders upright with a chain or strap in a proper cylinder cart, insert bulbs, or completely closed and any protective devices are secured. So keep cylinders in a ventilated location free from excessive heat and electrical circuits. Ensure safety measures such as caps or guards are securely installed. Use a cart or hand track. Do not drag or roll cylinders. Then we need to inadequate equipment inventory. Let's talk about this. So equipment inventory might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think about HVAC accident, but it makes a difference. Before departing for your scheduled route, make sure your tools in your van or truck are ready for work. By ensuring the condition of your tools isn't compromised, you can arrive at the homeowner's residence confident you have the properly functioning tools needed to complete the job. Yes, this is very important to make sure that all your tools are complete and working before going to your work area. Okay, so let's talk about respiratory HVAC safety hazards. Okay, the most common health risks HVAC technicians are exposed to are respiratory related. Many homes contain dirty air filters that act as petri dishes for mold, bacteria, and fungus. A faulty pilot light and heat exchangers leak on the furnace can result in carbon monoxide poisoning. So wear an industrial grade face mask to prevent inhaling these lingering dangers in close proximity and for extended periods of time. So how about the ladder liability? Let's talk about this. According to CDC report, within the construction industry, more than 80% of fall injuries treated in emergency rooms involve ladders. No one wants to spend more time outside than necessary on a sweltering summer afternoon. But by taking a few extra steps to adequately secure your ladder, you'll prevent one of the most common instances of occupational fatalities and injuries. Okay, so when engaging in ladder work, Need always to maintain 3-point contact, either both feet with at least one hand or both hands with at least one foot on the ladder at all times. Place the base of the ladder a quarter of its working length from the dwelling to achieve the safest angle. Make sure the extension or straight ladder extend at least 3 feet above the point of support. Ensure all locks are properly engaged on an extension ladder. So let's talk about dangerous driving. So this is also common in work areas because if you're going to travel, we need to make sure also what to do and what not to do. Okay, daily driving is mundane reality for virtually all HVAC technicians. But driving with care not only reflects positively on your company, because let's face it, that van is really just a moving billboard, but it saves lives. To stay safe on the road, you need to schedule enough time between jobs so you are not rushing to get there on time. Always communicate with your dispatcher if your schedule is not feasible for your driving route. So let's talk about also the unprofessional conduct. It's an act of trust when a homeowner invites a technician into their home, and nothing screams unprofessional like an untrained technician. An untrained technician easily disrupts a homeowner's sense of security. As a business owner, make sure all of your technicians receive HVAC safety trainings to recognize hazards and establish proper protocols to ensure the safety of both technicians and customers. And also, the most common hazards that can be encountered in HVAC or commercial refrigeration workshop is the extreme weather condition. So HVAC technicians frequently work outside in extreme heat or cold. This leaves them at risk for fatigue, dehydration, heat stroke, hypothermia, and frostbite. As an HVAC technician, know your limits, wear the proper clothing, hydrate and take breaks as needed to avoid this condition. If technicians don't take care of themselves and their co-workers, they can't serve customer properly. A technician's health is worth the time. So do not hurry. If the condition is not good, you should always take a break so that you will not be endangered. Okay? Okay, so these are the HVAC safety standards. So to avoid this and other HVAC accidents, always wear PPE. This is always the first thing to do. You need to always wear the PPE so that you will be protected throughout your work. So, this is recommended also. The Refrigeration School Incorporated recommends the following PPE. So, first, we have steel-toed work boots, full coverage clothing, thick HVAC work gloves, hard hat, safety goggles, face shield, respirator, and earplugs. So, generalization in this topic. If you are a technician, make sure your personal safety is a priority when out in the field. Don't take shortcuts, and if you notice any gaps in your safety knowledge or training, speak to your supervisor to find an effective solution. HVAC safety training should be a routine practice. It is never too late to start. So thank you so much for listening with my report. I hope you have learned some lesson, and always remember that always do safety first before doing something else. Okay, thank you so much and have a good day. This is again Jedediah Rehas Bitilit 3AA. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.